Alright, what's up everybody? So I am super excited to dive into episode 10 of Attack on Titan, which is called Response. It seems finally that all the storylines are, starting to come together with the stuff that's been teased from the very beginning, with, Aaron's dad who had injected him with something and was talking about this basement all the time. That stuff finally came back into play. So I think that now a lot of, basically like, again, all the things that had been teased already way back in the first couple episodes, but they never really got them back to, now have. So this is, I assume, where things really take a turn, and we're just gonna see where it all goes. I'm very excited for it, like I said, and I especially wonder what this means for Eren, Mikasa, and Armin, because like I said in the review of the last episode already, clearly the military police, the survey corps or whatever, they are not really trusting Eren anymore now that he turned into a Titan and clearly has these Titan properties. They are going after him basically, and therefore they were willing to kill Mikasa and Armin on the spot as well. Eren managed to protect them by turning back into a Titan. So are they going to kind of run off and do their own thing now? Are they going to kind of be separated from everybody else? That's the big question on my mind at the moment. And then I hope, of course, that right now we kind of just go on this quest for Eren to go back to his old house and find out finally what was in this basement and where everything with the dad starts coming back into play, like I said. So again, I can't wait to, just start this episode, and that's exactly what we're going to do. But before that, of course, let me quickly remind you that you can check out my Patreon. Link is on top of the description, where you can already watch the next 3 episodes, 11, 12, and 13, right away after watching this. And make sure to hit the subscribe button, of course, if you're new here and you've been watching the Attack on Titan reactions. That would all be very much appreciated and helps me to, keep making these reaction videos. So with that being said, let's dive straight into episode 10.
845年突然現れた超大型巨人および鎧の巨人によって人類はまたも巨人の進行
This is actually making me question, like, well, is Eren's house still there, or we saw how the Titans, obviously were destroying houses and stuff. Then again, Aaron's dad was talking about a basement, right? So maybe the basement is still intact, even though the house is destroyed. Actually, I think his house was destroyed, right? Because in that first episode, the mom was kind of trapped under a bunch of rubble already, right? But yeah, I would assume the basement is still intact. It's a basement after all. So it would be kind of below ground level, I guess. We're gonna find out. I actually like how, again, the show just always keeps moving, but it doesn't... In the beginning I said things move very fast, but now I feel like it moves at exactly the right pace. Every episode we learn a little bit more and it's awesome and, but it's still manageable, right? Like, it's not overwhelming. I remember it felt a little overwhelming to me in the beginning, but now not really anymore, so that's nice. Response, Battle for Trust Part 6. I wonder how long this Battle for Trust thing is gonna keep happening.
Marco, もうダメだ。もう巨人と戦えない。どうした？仲間が目の前で食われた。仲間が食い殺されたのに。
Sasha? Of course it's Sasha, because she has a bunch of bread next to her. Oh man. I mean, it's probably just the prospect of food that keeps her alive. Stomach ache. Wait, she just said, may I go join the wounded? Because she has a stomach ache? Oh god. That's the only injury Sasha could ever get. This is Eren, right? Dude, but don't they realize that he was on his side as or on their side as a Titan? Oh, he really is like in there controlling it, isn't he? and then he just like... He can just like willfully climb out again. It's a sick looking Titan, by the way.
こんなもん見せた後で会話できる自信は俺にはない。ただ一つだけ思い出した。地下室だ。
Yep, let's
俺
go.
んちの地下室。そこに行けば全てわかるって親父が言ってた。俺がこうなっちまった原因も親父だ。地下室に行けばおそらく巨人の正体もわかるんだ。何考えてんだ一体。
Well, you know how it goes with these things. There's a certain moment where you're supposed to find out.
5年もほっといてどこで。
エレン、今は他にすべきことがある。
It's meant to be that way.
俺はここを離れる。
I like how the smoke screen just gives them all this time to
どこでもいい。そこから壁を越えて地下室を目指す。もう一度
carefully discuss their plan moving forward.
自分でもどうやってるのかわからん。さっきは無意識に砲弾を防ぐことだけを考えた。だからそれ以上の機能も持続力もなく朽ちたんだ。
Why would it like bite his thumb and then that triggers it?
今度はもっと強力なやつを。
鼻血が。
明らかに体に異常をきたしている。
今は体調不良なんかどうでもいい。俺をかばったりなんかしなければお前らは命まで奪われない。
私も行く。
ダメだ。
私が追いつけなければ私に構う必要はない。ただし私が従う必要もない。
いい加減にしろって言ってんだろうが。俺はお前の弟でも子供でもねえぞ。
Armin is always just the one, like, powerless.
最短時間で砲弾が装填されたとしてあと20秒ほどかかるだろうか。それを見越してここから去っていくだろう。どうしてこんな時に思い出すこんなことを。もうこれが僕たちの最後だから。
Man, I always feel so sad for Armin. Like, yeah, it's difficult when you're surrounded by these two
対等な友人と言えるだろうか。
friends of yours that are just like
僕も一緒に行くなんてことが
clearly so sort of independent and
ないのに。
skilled. And then you're just there trying your very best all the time, but like you'll never be on that same level, you know?
3人が揃うことも。
この巨人の力は兵団の下で計画的に機能させるのが一番有効なはずなんだ。無茶を言うがアルミンがもしここで俺は脅威じゃないってことを駐屯兵団に説得できるというなら俺はお前を信じてそれに従う。
エレン、どうして僕にそんな決断を託すの？
それに頼りたいと思ったから。
That's nice, because for a second I was like,
そんなことが。
いろいろあっただろう。5年前なんか。お前が
that they also don't kind of appreciate Armin enough, but you know, now he clearly does.
僕が勝手に思い込んでただけだ。勝手に自分は無力で足手まといだと。二人はそんなこと思ってなかったのにか。どこにある？
It's kind of a cool life lesson, being taught to people here that like sometimes you can feel a certain way in your head, but that's not how other people perceive you at all, you know?
彼は人類の敵ではありません。私たちには知り得た情報の全てを開示する意志があります。
命乞いに貸す耳はない。目の前で正体を表しておいて今さら何を言う。
大勢の者が彼を見たと聞きました。ならば彼が巨人と戦う姿も見たはずです。周囲の巨人が彼に群がっていく姿も。我々がいくら知恵を絞ろうともこの事実だけは動かない。
That's exactly the point I was making. They've seen it.
This
guy, man.
つらの行動は常に我々の理解を超える。
Can we fire the cannon at this guy?
人間の言葉を弄し、我々を欺くことも可能というわけだ。
私はとわに人類復興のためなら心臓を捧げると誓った兵士。彼の持つ巨人の力と残存する兵力が組み合わさればこの町の奪還も不可能ではありません。人類の栄光を願い。
ベルマン隊長、彼の言葉は考察に当たる。
予算か。相変わらず図体の割には小鹿のように繊細な男じゃ。
Oh, it's this Pixis. Yeah.
お前は増援の指揮につけ。
First I was like, is it Hannes? But he's not like that high in command.
ドット・ピクシス。彼はトロストクを含む南側領土を統括する最高責任者であり、
I already said it from the first time we saw him, but like he's clearly badass.
食われてもいいんだがの。
そして
I mean, look at that mustache.
賢人としても知られている。
得体の知れ者たちを声もつけずにあんなところに。
Ah, this guy, man, needs to just shut up.
司令の考えは常に常人の理解の外にありますから。
隊長、部隊編成が完了しました。
He rightfully put him in his place.
あの時僕が言おうとしたことは、巨人になったエレンがあの大岩を運んで破壊された扉を塞ぐということでした。
Hmm.
ただ単純に思いついただけですが。
どうじゃ、家がくねえよ。
はい。
お主は穴を塞ぐことができるか。
Yeah, okay, looking at it like this, it looks pretty damn massive.
穴を塞げるかどうかは分かりません。でもやります。
Awesome, man. Let's just go through a review, guys. Yeah, I once again really liked this episode, and it's pretty funny when you think about it, because not even that much happened in it. I actually just like quickly scrolled through the video one more time to confirm that, but yeah, basically when you think about it, the entire episode took place in one location, which was where we ended last time, basically the spot where Eren and Mikasa and Armin were being threatened to be hit by this cannon, right? So, yeah, and then at the very end, of course, we still had a quick little scene with Pixis there. In the beginning, we had a quick little scene that was funny with Sasha, which I guess was at a different spot. But other than that, basically it was there, that location, and it was just them coming up with a plan, and then Armin coming out as the real MVP, negotiating and, trying to basically get out of the situation diplomatically. But yeah, that's the thing, man. I've talked about this from... Well, yeah, I liked all three of these characters from the very first episode, right? And so far, these three characters have been our protagonists, you could say, right? Of course, Eren kind of more as the main one, and then Mikasa is there and Armin to kind of support him, and those are the three characters by far that we have focused on the most. And it's so hard for me to, like, pick a favorite, although I do think I have a favorite, and I think that favorite is the one who shined in this episode, and that's Armin. And, like, I don't know, in the beginning, yeah, that's the thing. Like, Eren is the most important out of the three so far, I would say, right? Like, he's the one that started this whole thing, and it's because of him that, that the plot keeps moving, and he's the one that's clearly driven and has the ambition and wants to do this thing and kill all the Titans and all that stuff, right? So he's, again, the most important. Mikasa is the most badass out of the three by far, in my opinion. Just because, like, yeah, again, she... after we saw her backstory and stuff and seeing the place she came from, which was actually a much different, she was just the scared little girl in the beginning, right? And then she just stepped up after that traumatic event with her parents and stuff, and she just became completely closed off, and she's a complete fucking badass now. Eren is too, in all honesty, though. Although I felt like in the first couple episodes it was a little bit more words than actions, but now it's also actions, and yeah, he's he's got it all down. But then there is Armin, who I talked about it in the episode. He's the complete opposite. Like, he is trying very hard, and he especially does it for his friends, right? Like, he doesn't... It's not that he has this personal vendetta to really be driven to, to kill these titans or something, right? I'm sure that if he had different friends, he would have probably still been living that comfortable life as a regular citizen, somewhere in the city, right? But it's just that, like, these are his friends. They have been his friends for a long time, and he's just destined to help them out and to do everything for them. But he is not as talented, and he is not as skilled. And that always makes me just like feel this real feeling that I want to root for him. You know what I mean? And I've had that also from the start, and it's only gotten more and more prevalent, I feel, as episodes have passed. But there is clearly one talent that Armin does have, and that's in his communication, and strategically, I guess, as we saw in this episode. He came up with a way to basically negotiate, and he really, like, stepped his game up. And once again, there was this little sort of, like, dialogue that he had that really spoke to me, too, because I just... I just find it so encouraging or something, the whole thought of it. Like how he was talking about, he himself feels so insecure about himself, right? And he knows. And in a way, he's right. Like I said, he is less skilled in terms of combat, obviously, right? And there are certain qualities he lacks compared to his friends. So he's not necessarily wrong in thinking that. But he is wrong in thinking that he has no purpose to serve, right? Because he clearly does, and that's something that he learned in this episode, and that he talks about how, like, it's basically all in his head, right? And, I think people in general can have those kinds of thoughts a lot, that you yourself just assume to be coming across a certain way to other people. I know that I myself even can have that sometimes when recording videos or something, right? Or, sometimes I can look a little bit too much while editing my videos at my own commentary and at my own, the reviews that I give here. And I'm like, man, the way I put that was stupid. And, like, people are going to not like the way I'm bringing something across or something. But then you upload it and nobody gives a shit. You know what I mean? Like, people still think, people still like you and still are happy with the reviews you're giving, and are happy with... that you're showing your, your enthusiasm, and obviously just your optimism, and wanting basically to get it, I guess, to get the show in my case, and in Armin's case to want to, do something to really help everybody, right? And so, I just thought that was awesome. And so, again, like, this episode didn't necessarily move the plot forward in too many ways. We saw, of course, Pixis come back, who was teased to us already a little bit in that one episode. I'm not sure when it was, maybe 5 or something, or 6. No, probably 5, where he was talking to that one guy somewhere in the middle, the Marquis Bot, I think he was called. But he is clearly very much knows what he's doing, and put that one other guy, who I'm not sure what his name is, he totally put him in his place, and that guy is acting way too much on his emotion, and not in any way on logic or on calmness, let's just say. So I think I already like this Pixis guy. And I guess now there is kind of a new objective, which is that they want Eren to turn into a Titan, and, kind of get this boulder to be put in front of the gate, so that they can still protect the wall and everything like that, right? So I guess that's kind of like our short-term objective for the next episode. Other than that, though, we still have to get to this basement with the key and everything, and find out what was hidden there and where all those storylines will be going. And I'm super curious to find out about that. I think that's basically where we are at this point. I'm a little bit in that way unsatisfied with that we now have this new objective with the boulder, because I honestly want those other storylines that were teased at the end of last episodes. I want those to be further delved into with the basement and stuff like that, but I assume we will get around to that eventually as well. One more quick thing I wanted to mention. We see that Eren turning into the Titans, or turning into a Titan or whatever, right, is affecting him physically. He wasn't. Armin mentioned how he wasn't looking all too good, right? And his nose started bleeding, and he started, I think, not really feeling too well. So clearly, there is a certain limit to this whole ability, and maybe that's something that will come back into play when we get to this objective in the next episode, hopefully, with the boulder and everything. That like, yeah, Eren needs to watch out because he can't always be doing this stuff because it's gonna take a toll on him in some way, and yeah, that will be something that he will need to control or maybe learn to get better at or something. I'm not sure. But again, I think that's an important detail that they didn't just... Because that's the thing I've noticed in this show. Some of these small things that pass by, right? You can forget about them very fast, but they clearly are there to serve a role and to tease something that will come back later. That's also what people had been telling me from the start in the comments. Like, pay attention to the details and make sure to remember them and don't worry about bringing those up and stuff, because all of it eventually comes back. And yeah, that again, that makes me also say that, like, obviously this whole thing with Eren noticing how it's kind of taking a toll on him, surely that's gonna, like I said, that's gonna come back. But where exactly it's going to go, I don't know. Anyway, I see that I recorded this review and it's almost been 10 minutes already, so I think I said plenty about an episode that, like I said, honestly, not even that much happened, but I think this is my longest review so far. So I'm super excited to see where it goes in episode 11. For now, of course, if you want to watch episode 11, 12, as well as 13 already, you can check out my Patreon page, which will be linked on top of the description. Over there, you can get early access to 3 episodes, as well as full-length reactions if you want to watch the entire episode along with me, and also here's some additional commentary, of course, that I give in the episodes, because I don't get to put everything in a simple YouTube video, but check that out if you want. And then for now, I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.